Panthers number 1 overall pick. I've been on the CJ Stroud bandwagon. I think that is the safest pick, quote unquote, you could say, if you want to define it that way.
Dan Orlovsky calls him the best pure passer in the draft.
Well, I will accept that.
Yes, and that's something that the Panthers need, a pure
They
passer.
do. They absolutely do. Now,
It's been a while.
There's some people at ESPN, Todd McShay, Mel Kiper, and their mock drafts say Stroud's going number 1 overall. But one of the all-time insiders of ESPN, Chris Mortensen, said, nah, not so fast.
What I'm hearing is that both Mel and Todd are going to have to change their mock drafts.
Ooh.
And that Bryce Young is the pick. Yes, Frank Wright, connecting Frank Wright to CJ Stroud in terms of the prototype of guy that he has worked with in the past. They all love Bryce Young. I think I'll quote Adam Schefter, who said this reminds him of when the 49ers moved up all the way to 3, intentional to draft Mac Jones, and then changed their mind at the last minute and drafted Trey Lance. And that has not worked out for the 49ers, and I think the Panthers are on Bryce Young at the start and will stick with him when it's time to turn in that card.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What did the 49er thing have to do with anything?
I think he's just kind of using that as an example of having a guy in mind. So I guess what Mortensen is saying, that they moved up with the intention of taking Bryce Young, and that is what they're sticking with. That's the impression that I got from what Chris Mortensen just said. As opposed to what the 49ers did, which was move up to 3 because they liked, some quarterbacks, and they decided, actually, let's do Trey Lance. Let's do Trey Lance as opposed to Mac Jones. I guess Mac Jones was their original intention. I don't know about that. I mean, neither of those guys, I don't know about their futures, but nevertheless.
Here's the thing with these insiders and this thing.
No one knows.
Thank you.
No one knows a damn thing.
Thank you. Because I honestly believe that there are some teams who literally don't know until they get there. Now, when you have the number one, sometimes the number 1 overall pick is just obvious. Like, I think we all saw Kyler Murray going number 1 because of Cliff Kingsbury. Like, I think we saw that coming.
Oh, yeah, we all knew that.
Like, you knew that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. We knew Andrew Luck was going number 1.
You knew Andrew Luck was going to be number 1. You knew in 2011. You knew that Cam Newton was going to go number 1.
I would say there was actually some people, at least leading up, were like, is Blaine Gabbert the guy? Is Blake Bortles the guy?
I never thought that.
No, it's like,
at the time.
Cam.
It was Cam Newton is the guy.
Cam.
We know what we saw in that national championship game. This one isn't as cut and dry because, like, there are pros and cons to both guys, and and who knows? Like literally, who knows? Who is usually right about this? We don't ever do we keep score of this? Who's normally right? Because everybody says that they know something. Well, what I'm hearing, do the Carolina Panthers know? So what are you hearing?
We're less than 2 weeks away, I hope.
They're still doing visits though. Like
that's
Anthony
fine.
Richardson is coming in.
Always do your
They
due
can
diligence.
always flip and go with Anthony Richardson.
Again, it's all smokescreen.
You
That's the
think
thing.
so?
I absolutely think so because these teams keep things so close to the vest. They always want to hide what they're doing. They want to think that they're smarter than everyone else in the room.
Okay, stop right there.
Pause. Okay.
If they're keeping it close to the vest and they're hiding what they're doing, then what does Chris Mortensen know?
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly.
And nothing against Chris Mortensen. I'm not trying to diss him at all. But it's like, everybody's, well, I'm hearing this. Well, I'm hearing this. Everybody's heard something.
And here's the thing a lot of people don't realize is that these NFL teams, what they do is they'll have someone kind of leak something to someone else. Oh, I think we're leaning this way. But they'll have someone else leak something different to another insider. So their reporting is kind of like, hey, well, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Stroud. Someone else is saying, well, I'm hearing Bryce Young. Teams do that stuff intentionally, by the way.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Intentionally do that stuff.
Would not be surprised if the Carolina Panthers are using this to their advantage because they've already had conversations with whoever's at either 2 or 3 to say, we want to move up. And they can gain another pick back.
No.
And still feel like they have their guy.
No.
Because that serves the purpose that you just talked about.
No.
I'm just leaking this because now I'm going to make this like if somebody's like, I really need Bryce. Like, I just need to make sure because if the Panthers are just like, what if the Panthers were just on CJ Stroud, but now they're saying, let's make it seem like we like Bryce, because if the Texans want to move up to make sure they get Bryce, then we can, and we're split on CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, we could get a pick and get one of the guys that we like.
Dude, that's 40 chess stuff going on, man. Like that.
But
don't overthink it.
But don't be surprised if because that's what you're saying. These teams leak things out. Why would they leak it out like that? Why would they go about doing it like that? Because there's something else that they're thinking about on the other end.
I don't know about that. I don't move up to 1 just to move back a pick or 2. I don't do that.
But you still move up from 9 to 2 or 3 or whatever.
Here's the thing.
Puts you in better position.
Well, here's the thing. Now, if you really want to go galaxy brain on this thing, Chris, okay, you move up to 1, you trade back to 3. Who says that number 2 doesn't trade for someone else, and all of a sudden the guy that you want's not there?
That's fine, but maybe
it's not fine.
Maybe they feel like they're like, okay, we like one of the 3. If we're at least in the top 3, we're gonna get one of them.
Okay. No, just stick with 1.
And you never know.
Stick with 1.
You never know.